Hello everybody. In today's video I have a nice example of an older Canon F1 or the original Canon F1 camera here. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to demonstrate the process of rectifying one of the main issues that customers contact us about or contact me about with regards to light meters. A lot of times I get emails or phone calls saying, listen, I've got this older Canon F1 and the light meter doesn't seem to work, or maybe the light meter works and it's sporadic or it's inconsistent, the needle is jumpy, or it just simply doesn't work. Now, one thing that I do want to mention about this model is both actually the newer F1 and the older F1 is that I rarely see light meters themselves in need of repair. They're some of the most robust and reliable light meters out there in any older style SLR cameras. So a lot of times, or most of the time, the issue lies around the issue of the light meter, like electronics, maybe wiring, but most likely the issue would be the contact or lack thereof when you turn it on or do a battery check. So there's copper contacts over here right below this section that get oxidated and periodically need to be cleaned. When I say periodically, I mean this is a 30, 35, 40-year-old camera, so periodically, if you haven't cleaned it once, you clean it once and it should be okay. So this is what I want to do the video about how to get to that section. It's really simple. If you've worked on cameras before, or if you have knowledge of smaller parts, smaller screws, things like that, it is not too complicated, and there's really not much that one can damage if they don't do something correctly. All right, so let's go ahead and get going with it. So first things first, I want to go ahead and remove the prism. Then I'm going to remove film door. So ultimately what I'm after is we're going to remove this, just turn it over here. We're going to remove the front cover as well as this side cover. Not going to do anything on this side or bottom cover, okay? So that's what we'll do next. There's 4 screws holding the front cover to the front panel. 1 on each side. And 2 on the bottom. Okay, there's a screw here. We're going to take this out. And there's another screw, the last one, holding this cover on the back. Now I'm going to remove the rewind knob. Okay, and there's 3 screws holding this assembly to the left side of the camera here. All right. All you need to do is just gently lift it up. Let's make sure I got this screw out. There we go. Okay, now you have exposed this section here. Be careful because there's a resistor, contacts, wires. Don't try to poke anything in there until it's fully disassembled. So the next step is this switch, and that's what we'll do next. Comes off like that, and I think the last thing that we're going to do here is remove this flash contact. There we go. Okay, so I think we should be able to carefully lift it up. There's nothing else left here, so let's see, there we go. A little bit of wiggling here, and it comes off. Okay, so now we have better access to these contacts, and there's two sets of them. The top one here, okay, the two, contact points here for the battery check, and the bottom one is for the light meter. So I really do not like to disassemble these older cameras unless necessary further, because you never know what could happen. Okay, this section can get damaged, things can go south real quickly. So unless I have to, I'm not going to, and that will be the case here. But let's go ahead and show you how to clean, let's say, this section here. And then I'll show you how I clean the bottom portion. It's harder to reach. That's the metering section. So I'm going to basically get my eraser pen, okay, and I'm going to, maintaining the same spacing basically between the two contacts, use this pen to gently go between, okay, like so. You don't have to force it, you just go back and forth as much as you can, and you can see there's a dirt accumulating already here on my pencil, and that's what we'll do. Continue doing it until you feel that grime and dirt has been eliminated. All right, so I would say I'm done here. The next thing that I'll do is clean this surface with the alcohol to finalize it. Okay, so you can see there's some remaining residue here, but I think it should do it for us. Now, getting to the same contact on the bottom is going to be a little bit trickier. So the way I do it is I take a piece of this eraser, and with my tweezers I carefully manipulate it between there. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bite, so to speak, of this eraser, as you can see here. And what I'm doing next, you got to be careful here, as am I, to go between those two contacts. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, holding on to the piece of this eraser, okay, because I can't really stick my entire pencil in there. All right, as you can see, it's full of dirt and grime, as I would expect in this case. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and, again, you want to maintain the same spacing. You do not want to push up or pull down, do anything that these contacts will look any different in terms of spacing, because they need to be, pushed when this switch goes up and down, okay, the same way. And now lastly, I'm going to go ahead and clean it with alcohol. Okay, I apologize if you don't see the entire process, but when and if you decide to venture into it, you'll definitely see those contacts at a much better angle. All right, so I think we're good here. So this is basically your culprit. I'd say in my case, about 90% of the F1s that I receive with a metering issue is related to these contacts not making a proper continuity between these contacts. Okay, so I think we're done here. So we're gonna go ahead and reassemble it. Put the top on. secure it with the 3 screws. It's a little tricky to put this contact back because there's a spring on the opposite side pushing it upwards. So, but it should be in now. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this rewind knob. Slide this prism. And lastly, put the film door back. There we go. So this will do it for us, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.